Nvidia DRX já sobreviveram ao lado alfa. Mas pro lado ômega tá chegando a galera nova, tá batendo a nossa porta. Are you excited to be back on the global stage?
It was a long year, but I'm excited to show everyone my new tricks.
I think Funkan and I will win over the crowd.
Aqui em São Paulo, mas agora, para tentar mudar as coisas, o Redgar pela Liquid.
The EMEA region isn't out of gas yet, so watch our race to the finals. We're gonna win the tournament and have fun while we're doing it. Be sure to stick around for our victory dance.
Demais receber meu próximo convidado aqui comigo. Las, are you looking to make another Cinderella run?
去年は自分たちにできないことはないと証明することができたので、今年はそれ以上の結果を出したいなと思ってます。
EDG has her sights on victory.
Hoje, aqui em São Paulo.
The Pacifics have already proven themselves to be a strong region here, whereas EMEA, they've been a bit of a disappointment, but that could all change right here, right now. And my question to you two is, do you think that will?
It's a tough question, right? We are going into a completely new bracket. Last week, we saw Pacific really be underrated. That was the conclusion that came away from it. I don't think I came away with it saying, okay, EMEA is overrated, because again, we hadn't seen Liquid, we hadn't seen Navi, but who knows what the landscape actually is.
Sure, but from what we saw, would you say that maybe they underperformed given expectations?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. But then again, fully new rosters. It's the same thing here with Liquid. I think one thing that we haven't really mentioned so far yet is we are going up with the Secret, who has an experienced core. And yes, there's players who have played together with on Liquid, like Yampy and Soulcast, Redgar and Nats, but overall, it is still, they have to bring new structure to the team, and that's definitely a disadvantage.
Honestly, my heart is soaring seeing Redgar give a speech on stage. How long has it been? We haven't seen that in such a long time. But as you guys said, Secret, they kept their core. They do have young players, but the young players have been doing so good in this tournament that I'm not that worried. But the maps are going to be interesting because both teams, they had really big issues, Doug, when it came to their map pool last year. They have to have that fixed.
Yeah, and I think that's the fun thing about this tournament, right? The whole nature of it is everything kind of goes out the window. We haven't seen some of these players, some of these teams in a really long time, new faces, completely new setups and structures. Like, this is just a fresh look. And I think because of that, you really don't know what to expect here.
Yeah.
Icebox.
Okay, so Icebox starting off first, and I'm really interested in that because we saw a lot of meta development on this map in the last week. So maybe they're going to be adopting maybe the DRX, Harbor type of stuff. But in terms of the vetoes, neither team banning Lotus or Split, the two new maps that were coming into the pool.
Which is interesting because I think we saw a lot of that in the alpha bracket too. Teams would float it until the second rotation, and then one or two would get through. I wonder if it's just intended to be a threat.
Maybe.
But who knows?
For sure. I mean, just letting it float. Team Liquid potentially had the opportunity to pick one of them, but they picked Fracture instead. And this is a meld, I think, of the Liquid side and the Gambit side, because Liquid was only really bringing this in stage 2, LCQ, and really relying on it. Whereas for Mech, it was the one that kind of made them fail in some senses.
Yeah, these we're going to get loaders if we go to map 3. It's interesting. Team Secret taking away the Ascent. I understand Liquid have always been good on Ascent, but we talk about how much Liquid were going to be playing like Mech, going to be playing like Gambit, but Mech weren't good on Icebox or Fracture. They struggle with that. They had some pitfalls. So I do wonder how they managed to integrate Redgar and Nat onto those maps.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think Safe is going to be a big key on both of the maps. I'm really interested to see what the roles really look like, because that's been a big question for so long. We're about to get a chance to look at it, but the only thing we saw from them was obviously Redgar and Nats couldn't make the tournament that they played in the offseason, and it was all over the place in terms of compositions.
Yeah, we're heading into the Prime Gaming Agent Select here, and we're about to find out what roles these players are going to be playing for the first time here in 2023. Soulcast has locked in the stage here on Icebox.
Yeah, and that's a little disappointing that neither side is going for a Harbor pick instead of a Sage pick, given what we saw last week. But I'm mostly liking the comp so far. And Nat's on the Viper, everything looks good over there, and then we're going pretty standard on both sides. No duelist on Team Secret.
But I do like Yampy on it, right? For Liquid, I think he's proven to be a very electric player. He's a lot of fun.
More than Safe?
I would say so. I think Safe can just be so much more dynamic in different roles that he can fit. I'd rather him in that role than someone like Yampy personally.
Well, you guys spoke about the new things here at the Omega bracket. Let me present to you guys a new casting duo. It is Pansy and Achilles.
Thank you, and yeah, the desk, wonderful to see Doug and Paula here. Obviously the haikus coming out, everything. You made a great impression. Yeah, now, speaking of impressions, I want yours on this game. I don't get the chance to cast with you
Yeah, that's a first.
I was going to shave my head, try and pull off the, you know, the clean. I was attempting it, didn't go very well. But talk to me about this matchup. Where is your mind going at the very start here? What do you look towards?
I look towards all these players that we haven't seen. There's so many that took the stage in the first champions all the way back in 2021 that we have not seen since. Nats, Redgar, this core from the side of Team Secret, they had an absolute bomb of a year in 2022, failing to make it to any of the international events, falling in that lower round of 4 to Onyx G in the LCQ. They have not tasted international competition in a very long time, Lauren, and I'm looking at those faces to see if they continue to deliver strong performances.
And I think even on the flip side of that, the Liquid fans are waiting for a team that can bring them championships. again, this roster, this composition they're bringing out is unbelievable. You look at the talent on that Liquid side.
Scary.
The eye test alone, it is passing.
Yep, Yampi back over onto the Jet as well. Something that he has shown in some of the off-season events, but not with this core, not with this team.
And I kind of wanted Yinzu to push the desk a little bit about that safe option as well, because this guy was a bit of an unsung hero at times when he was playing on the Duelists. Again, the team he was with didn't really boast the results to warrant as much attention as maybe as others, but Safe is such a deadly player. Love to see what he'd do there, but oh god, they've fallen for this.
Yeah, that's such a great fake. Yampi, he just throws the Cloudburst up over the top of Tube, drops it down, cuts that sight line away from Dubstep. They start the rotation into mid, and then they get the hit straight into A.
And even with the Viper utility as well, just really defining what's safe on the site. They've already going to post up Yampi deep in, clears it, no one's backside. Redguard's in a little bit of trouble, does need to back away from this. And actually, Secret, perfect timing on the counter swing. They've made a go of this.
Yeah, they're making a really good go of it. Nats is able to drag one back, tucks back around. No one HP. It's getting pinched from either side. Envy just going to be hugging behind the wall. 2v1, just a classic at hand and 65 HP to try to get done. Nats is in a rough spot. He's just going to try to play with time as much as he can, but there's not much left.
Not for this one, but credit to Team Secret for finding that space on the way back in, because they got pulled off that A side, but that re-hit was perfect.
I love the mind games that they were playing with there for the side of Liquid, but yeah, Redguard just getting himself in a really rough position. That snake bite landing perfectly at his feet. He has to swing out of that position, dies, and he is the spike carrier. And from there, it basically becomes unrecoverable. So really fantastic start from the side of Secret, but Liquid, they're not really letting that shake them up. They're actually going in for this half armor stinger buy. It's very all or nothing for them here.
I hate the stinger purchases.
I'm right there with you.
Like, because every coach, every team, every player fully supports it. I get it. Like, I see why they like it, but I think we see the other side of how often it does go terribly wrong. You end up in a spiral. However, for now, we look at Team Liquid going through the motions again. Similar scenes towards the A side. Nothing complicated about it so far. Yampi straight on it, pulls the attention. Jeremy's going to have to back away from this, and they actually do get side control this time. Maybe going to posture up a little deeper, but the setup to deny the plant is perfect.
It's the bite, it's the shock dart, and Jesse Bash finds that kill. Yampi down to 36, and already Liquid down a member. Safe will grab the spike, try to get this planted. Just wants to scout out a little bit more, see if there's anybody from Team Secret still hovering inside, and he's going to go for a really different plant position now because of how things started off. Nats does manage to find one, Envy going to cut down Yampi on the entry. If he continues, finding a third.
What? Look at the damage beat. Redguard's on 2 HP. He's got nothing to do but die. And again, Envy. These players coming out. Hot start to say the least, but we have to say the utility work to deny those initial spike plants is perfect.
Yeah, we've been seeing so much great util usage, especially in denying plants or just flushing people out of positions from the likes of DRX, but they're bringing out a completely different composition. The look right now from Team Secret, they're playing with something a bit more standard, but they're still playing it to absolute perfection. Look at Envy right now, 7-0-0. And he is going to be one of the most crucial players in this map right now because they are running without a duelist. This is the one factor that differs from the side of Liquid where they have that jet. And so far, Envy has been able to put up numbers as if he was playing a duelist.
Yeah, this is going to be a rude awakening. I do want to see what Liquid have left into this. Again, they did go for that force up in there. They're continuing a little bit with the Sheriffs coming out.
I mean, even that. It's a gamble, but if you hit somebody with that util combo, you just start the round down half HP, you burn that heal immediately from Soulcast.
The intention is wonderful. Let's see if they can continue through this. If Liquid do have to start playing with that very much at the forefront of their minds. Again, however, Liquid do get themselves on the side. That's not necessarily the issue. It's this part that has been so problematic. And again, there is still pressure on that plant. Haven't really seen it go through just yet.
Can't jump up.
Yeah, Soulcast is stuck where he's at, and the HP is relatively low. Will get a safe plant, I'm going to say. Yeah, this time, nothing really to do about it, but can they hold?
Envy kind of getting whippy there, goes to the ADS, can't find the kill. Borkum will pick up one, but Nats trades it back, gives them the man advantage. Jesse Bash equalizing as much as he possibly can. Now we're down to a 2v2 with a spike still ticking, and Jeremy swings the corner, finds the third. And Team Secret will yet again claim a round win. 3-0 start now, Lauren.
I don't think you could ask for much better. And for Liquid, I think it's a lot of high expectations. I think that's a very fair assessment when you look at the caliber of player on this team. Already a shaky start in the debut. This is a brutal format. We have to call it what it is. There's no lower bracket. There's no anywhere else. It's the game you're in, and this is the first map. Now, yes, this is Secret's choice. So that's, I guess, one caveat to that. This is their map choice. They look super, super comfortable on it. But now we need to see responses from Liquid. They do get their purchase coming out now. Should be relatively well-rounded, no issues there. Decent old progress towards Nats. Redgar not too far away either. On the other side, Envy, though, is right on the cusp, and as is Jesse Vash.
Envy ready to roll with that. Let's see, looks like they're just going to be doing this util setup yet again. Dart goes in, no one to receive it, though. Nats swings around the wide side, doesn't go through the garage. As you mentioned that icebox, this being their pick, Bala was kind of mentioning it, that Gambit core dropping a single map at Champions back in 2021 to the core of Team Secret. That map was icebox. So clearly the comfort not really going away, at least for these three, and especially not for Envy, who finds himself as one of the newer faces on their team.
Yeah, seeing more of a 3-1-1. Nats holding towards B-Long. Big information being found already. Just off the back of that utility, Yampi will be testing towards the site. Does have to back away. They do need to offset the timing a little bit here, try and work out some of this utility that has been deadly towards them. Again, though, this is still somewhat of a curious, I guess, bonus to a degree. The 2 Spectres that remain. Plenty of cash now going to be following up from this, so for Secret. But again, this is the difference. They haven't overcommitted towards that A side. They've drawn a fair amount of utility towards it, but they are going to be working off the back of that early space that Nats has tried to claim.
They're not really spotting much of anything here. That knife does catch on to Redgar, but it's not enough to force any kind of rotation. Nothing else, just still some raised suspicion here from the side of Secret. Envy, the gun barrel spotted, but Redgar just didn't have a shot to take. He might be able to catch him, though, as he's hopping up onto mid. Looks like he's not going to pursue it quite just yet.
Yeah, this is going to be awkward timing. He's going to probably get the kill on the way through. Yes, absolutely no awareness that he could have been there. Now, in the meantime, the spike has gone down. Yampi's got himself a little bit further forward, but the underhand flash through the wall is great. Safe, ready to catch, so will send them back. And now the flank comes in. This is a really nice round. Still a little bit of damage being done. Any more, that could prove problems later down the line. But for now, an upgrade can be found, but Redgar patrolling and actually denied. Jesse Vash making a go of it.
He gets the kill. If nothing else, it's going to be significant damage dealt here to the side of TL. He can't quite line up. That shot on the Soulcast takes him down to about half before he does fall. Team Liquid finally find themselves on the board, but fantastically done there from the side of Redgar, getting that slow lurk up. Even though they had tagged him with that knife, they knew that he was still hovering somewhere around A. They just didn't quite predict that he was going to be pushing through screen at that moment. He gets the op out of Borkum's hand, or Dubstep's hands as well, rather, and that was the biggest investment they had. And now the money looks a bit dicier, Lauren.
Yeah, and again, Liquid learning through all of these rounds, and they have broken the money off the back of that. Just the rifle left on Jesse Vash, well, invested into, so a bit of a hero in this round, potentially evening out the money somewhat. Let's see what Liquid do now. They at least have the upper hand in this. Early utility, they need to be on red alert from the word go. There is no way around it. As it stands, similar scenes. Not so committed towards middle just yet, but the stack already beginning. 4 players now considering this lean from Secret. They haven't felt it out yet, and let's see if the Hunter's Fury finds any victim.
Okay, it does in the end. Final tag gets Soulcast.
Problem for Plants.
Yeah, good value right there. Now, as they shift over towards B, they're not going to have that wall to try to protect. Still, though, may still favor the side of Team Liquid, just given the weapon advantage. Start goes out. They'll just go ahead, throw a bite. Close angle. So they wait to go for this plant. Push comes in. Dubstep didn't stand a chance, but Jeremy manages to answer back, finding another kill.
Yeah, but look at the lurk. Safe could still do some serious damage, but already aware. Jeremy is watching this angle, but outgunned at this point. Only on the Sheriffs. This is still insane. And a 1v2. Yampi's sweating here. He's not feeling comfortable at all. Spike is not to hand. He still has to try and get that back into play, and 34 seconds to play with.
This is going to go for the corner plant. No one close enough to get that punish, but the fragment does connect for a single ticket damage. Yampi now has his work cut out for him. Phantom in hand, weapons recovered, both of them. Now with Vandals, see if Yampi can get the clutch.
The ice cold Finn has the capability. Does he even test this? Knife's gonna be there. Yes, they know where he is now. They already had a great idea before, but Jesse Vash, these rounds from Secret are incredible.
Yeah, fantastic. Just splitting on the low ground, high ground, making that kind of spray transfer is just nigh impossible, even for a player of Yampi's caliber. They make it as difficult as they possibly can, and they get the thrifty win in the end. That hero Vandal still being carried in the hands of Jesse Vash, who is certainly guiding the team to victory right now, having overtaken Envy, now at 9-3-2 on the Sova. 4-1 lead here for the side of Team Secret has got to be causing concern for the side of Liquid, and that's why we're going to see a timeout called.
I would also be somewhat worried when I've just been run around this map. They have been absolutely outdone so far. I think that's a pretty fair assessment, and you don't want to get Liquid getting in their heads at this point, right? Like, let's be honest here. This is a team that's been considered for deep runs. The rebuild, a lot of people were looking forward to, not just the desk, harping on about Nats. I don't blame you, I miss him too. But even beyond that, you've got Redguard joining him, Safe having that opportunity now to get onto potentially a deep run team. Getting kind of blown out in these first couple of rounds is not what you want to be looking at. Now, again, in my mind, Secret, they've had their time away from the spotlight a little bit. How have they looked? Because a lot of players and a lot of teams will say the second you step away from the circuit, the second you're not at every singular event, you're behind the meta. You're behind, you know, the highest end of competition. It's so hard to get back to it. Right now, though, Secret looking pretty solid.
Yeah, they very much are. And I mean, to your point, you're absolutely right, because if you're not making it to these international competitions, you're not getting those high-level scrims. You're always going to be scrimming against weaker opponents, against people who aren't making it to the internationals. So you're sitting back watching champs, watching masters, watching the lock-in, not in attendance. All of the good talent is right here on this stage. And it seems like Secret, for the short amount of time that they've been here, they've been making good use of that time.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at this, though, again, for Liquid, left in a bit of a tricky scenario. You have plenty of ults to play with, only missing Soulcasters as it stands. But again, the money just left in such a precarious spot. Yes, they've got the rifle sitting there with Safe, which love to see what he could achieve with it. But on the other side, the stability coming back in for Secret now is fabulous. Getting everything they wanted out of that round, doing so much damage, perfect reads on positioning, early information recovered, but not too much here. But in enough of the fact that Secret are willing to hit that rotation off the back.
Well, so far, it's just going to be the blades popped in from Yampi. He's leading the charge forward. Alarmbot does trigger, so they know that it's there. Nice little flash out off the back of the recon dart as well. They get a full reveal. Kind of getting flashed there. Dubstep ends up getting taken down. Yampi just goes ahead, puts pedal to the metal, finds an opening frag. Borkum will answer in kind.
Yeah, some of this is a little bit out of sorts. That flash just got eaten by Dubstep, and Yampi made the most of the team flash that came through. So, actually, ult gets popped. Yampi gonna have to respect this somewhat.
Do have a couple ults to work with for a post-plant scenario if they can get that spike moved up. But again, Soulcast dying means they do not have that Sage Wall to try to get a safe plant. Res going to be used. Dubstep right back into the game. They've got double coverage here behind Yellow just to make sure they can safely res.
Yampi's off. They're making a run for it. They've seen all too much. They've heard the res. They know what's happening on the other side. It's time to try and get towards A. How much is still left in the kit on this side, though? Jesse Vash doesn't have a great deal to work with in the form of utility, but he is at least still here. Didn't over-rotate, didn't pull all the numbers away. Pretty Borkum as well, leaning over. You've still got 2 players present, and that's enough. That's incredibly telling. And no one watching this? No one even considers it till Yampi gives him a haircut, but at this point, it's only one left alive. Safe with the hero rifle, is the only one standing.
Yeah, he manages to find one, but he's running out of time, and he is completely pincered. Stabilizes, finds the headshot, but needs 2 more, and he just can't make it happen. Envy will cut him down, and that hero rifle from Safe is just going to be left on the floor to rust. 5-1 now for Secret. The timeout call, you have to anticipate that it's for this buy round coming in. They commit the Blade Storm in the thrifty attempt. That's understandable, but now you're working with major ultimates. You've got this Hunter's Fury, you've got the lockdown, the pit from Nats. This is where it all needs to come together.
And look, the lockdown's valuable. Jesse doesn't have Hunter's Fury, right? So there's still actual viability to this. It's you know, again, it does feel as though they just become each other's counters at one point. So as it stands, this could be a good round for Liquid, and they need one. At 5-1, they are getting dictated to. Borkum, though, instantly tries to deny that A-side approach by all means. Ult's up, door shut.
Only ult that we have right now from the side of Secret. Dubstep 2 off from having his own lockdown. Let's see what Liquid decide to do. Everyone's still hovering around the A site, and the majority of Secret have drifted this way as well. It's just Envy watching over at mid. You still have Dubstep with the AWP perched up over at Yellow, not seeing a damn thing.
Don't think that Aldrin got much, but it's still going to know they're here.
Spot. They're already spamming this out, and now he's been found. Drone did not get the connection crucially though, but the lockdown is there, just trying to flush them out of this pit. He manages to tag back into the back of sight. 2 players detained, however.
Yeah, Yampi just picked up the pace, followed it forward. 2 of the players will be sitting towards CT, somewhat safe. They do have, I think it's Envy on the case to make sure no one can actually overextend. Counter ult comes in as well. Well, I say counter, just the Viper's pick comes back out for Nats. They want to ensure safety in this round because they are desperate for one. Only one by their name so far, and a 5v3 to try and work around. Yes, a couple of players are low, but the positions are great. The post plants should hold here. Envy, though, superstar so far and still wants to go.
There's the flank.
Safe's been removed. This is a 2v2. Look at the HP remaining.
It's so very low here, Nats. This is him in his comfort zone, but now he's been taken out of it. He spots him, manages to get the wall bang. Dart goes out. Redgar with 7 HP. Desperate for the clutch. He goes for the Hunter's Fury. It's already held to half. He waits out the first one. Push on the corner. Dubstep shuts it down with a third. And that is a critical round for Secret to win. All of the ultimates invested from the side of Liquid. And it falls flat in the end.
Redgar? What the hell just went on in that round? I don't... show me it again, because this is obscene. Now, don't get me wrong, on the other side, of course, Dubstep just being so cool with it, didn't seem pressured by this at all, knew exactly what he had to do. It was already taken towards halfway, knew the only real option for Redgar was to take that fight. Again, 6-1, Liquid are in tatters.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the frustration on the fan faces there, the viewing party, on the coach as well.
Yeah.
On struggle street in that timeout.
Ugh.
It felt like it made things way worse. Such a heavy investment from the side of TL, just dumping everything that they had util-wise and coming up very shy of the mark. Cash still looking very cozy from the side of Secret with a 6-1 lead.
And considering we're on the Sheriff's light armor, unless Liquid start, getting a couple of these picks, I've got to start talking about how this compares to some of the other performances we've seen on Icebox in that first group as well. Love seeing the Harbor coming out. That looks fantastic. Dubstep should be comfortable here again. Operator on the Killjoy doesn't really have the get out of jail free card, but as it stands, making light work of Liquid. But in comparison to the other teams that I'd say are either deep run teams or big performers, this is very flat from Liquid, and this worries me. Because again, this is when we're coming into this, right? We're talking about it. How much time have they had to practice? How much time have they spent in the lab? How many scrims have they really been running through leading up to this event compared to some of the other teams who've made a really good display on this? Again, could be a terrible map for them, but the map pool was one of our worries with this squad.
He's watching for that rotation under tube, cuts him down. Once again, it's safe. Left alone. But I agree. I mean, this feels like DRX versus C9 on this map, just with slightly different compositions. Yeah. It has that same vibe right now, where TL, anything that they're trying is just getting shut down. It's getting out clutched. Like you said, Dubstep just starting things off with some fantastic kills for him, perfectly at home. Sat over at yellow. I mean, used to be a Jet main, knows how to use an op.
Absolutely. I guess we're kind of seeing weird similarities with Safe actually on the Killjoy as well to that extent.
Sure.
So kind of works, kind of paralleled in that. 7-1, this is a blowout though. There's no pretty way to dress this up. I'm sure Sliggy and the Slug Club is in absolute pieces watching this. I mean, this was meant to be the Hopium, right? We got Soulcast on 0-7. Again, I don't expect mad performances out of him, but he can be one of those players to have nice, quiet impact. He does his role well, but a slow start here. Yampy, Nats, Rick, no one's having that impact yet. They are being outdone from start to finish by Secret, who, again, haven't been one of these highlight teams. They have been in the quiet for some time, left out in the cold. And they've come back in and made a statement here.
Certainly have. It is still just that first map, so we still have to see how things develop, but opening up off the back of the tag is looking for some additional damage for a kill. Can't quite get it.
Ooh, Safe could get this timing right, though.
Safe. Oh, no!
Oh, somehow Safe gets
How does he get that?
All right, Safe, you're fine. Maybe you need just a couple more of those. And maybe Liquid are back in the game. But although they are at least back in towards that site.
Jeremy getting unintentionally pushed up over the wall. Here's Dubstep again. Just wary about that flank coming in. Borkum now pushing out as Yampy has his attention turned over towards the tube, and things start falling apart once more. 2 members left. Now just 1.
And he was noted earlier. There's so little he could do. Nothing to be done. Liquid just left evaporated by Secret here. This is flat from Liquid. And I've got to give credit where it's due, though. Secret, fantastic game. Solid.
Oh, yeah.
Solid as a rock. We're seeing some nice performance out of Dubstep here. Envy started off with a bang. Can't completely put in this the camp of Liquid playing poorly. Gotta say, Secret having some big performers here. But again, this is not enough for me.
Yeah, and this is not the position you want to be in. You're burning both of your timeouts in the first half of the map. Granted, of course, Liquid desperate to get some additional rounds here in the last few that we have to play out, but this is such a gambit to throw down. If you can't make something happen here after this timeout, if you go into that next half and you lose out on the pistol, that could just be it because you have no way of pumping the brakes. And right now, Secret have no cause, no need to do that.
No, they're running rings around them. The positions are perfect. I don't think any of these site hits have felt particularly threatening either so far. We saw that wonderful utility work to deny the initial spikes, get control, and it was just gorgeous from that point out. The splits haven't been really working. Safe got away with murder in that prior round, sure. But again, doesn't get any benefits from that point onwards. As it stands, got to say, impressed with Secret. Now, this could all be, you know, put under a lens of, right, well, maybe Liquid's map pool isn't this robust yet. Maybe they have to suffer through one bad map, right? Let's say the veto just kind of put them in this position, and maybe this is it, right? But then, my God, Fracture better be second to none. I mean, you got to get me back on track here, because 8-1, Secret have turned up like they mean business, and Liquid haven't.
No, they have not. But yeah, I mean, it puts that much more pressure on that map on the horizon there.
It's gotta look good.
And there's already so much pressure on these players. You hear how much Ball is gushing about them on the desk. There's so many Liquid fans here in the audience as well. They've been waiting to see this team. They've been waiting to see these faces, Redguard, Nats, make their return to the international stage. And so far, it's looking like they might be right off the stage just as quickly as they got on it. So they need to turn up the pace here.
They've got to turn this around. Similar scenes, though, over towards A, through that same protocol process for Team Secret. They know how they want to start this. Again, so much potential danger. Mostly navigated those Stingers, Spectres coming out. They've gone for whatever they could buy here, Liquid, and it ain't a great deal.
It's definitely not, and it feels like if they can't get this across the board, then that is just going to be the half very firmly in the hands of Team Secret. And they're playing this out patiently, though. Right now, just Borkum and Envy still sat here on A. Jesse Bash not too far. Couple shots coming across. Thinking about holding the knife. Looks like he wants to wait. Goes for it now, right as they go for the site exec. Thrown over the top, finds the thing on a 1. The wall going to be broken down. Still have the reveal on the Yumpy, and Redguard's the first to fall.
Oh, Envy finally traded. Great trade, but look at the instantaneous backfill coming in.
Jeremy.
You don't get to fight just one. Team Secret play with the numbers here, and Liquid now starting to crumble under this. Nats a valiant attempt towards at least one hit. Yes, does get Jesse Vash, but now needs to find 2 more. And again, time's not on his side. Rounds on his side. Does get the upgrade, though.
He's got the Vandal and 20 seconds to play with. No more util here for Nats. Let's see what he can get done. Put the poison wall up, cuts off that screen's access, tucks into the corner for a brief moment. Once he sees on pushes, the wall drops. I like how he tried to play it, but unfortunately he just can't get the shots to connect. 2 people pulling his attention, a turret as well. That's now 9 here for the side of Secret.
And this is why people miss Nats, though. There are moments you can see the little pieces fall into place, avoids the turret, and it's like, okay, if I get both of them, that's the only chance I got. But as it currently, as the chips fall, as it stands, as long and short of this, still not enough. It looks like, yes, Liquid get a little closer there. At the end of the day, 9-1. Got to call it what it is. And right now, it's an absolute travesty from Liquid. Got to keep going in this, though. See if there's any glimmers of hope. Give me a little buffer into that second half. Give me a little something here.
That 9-3, so you can just believe in a curse for a moment. Something like that.
Ooh, okay.
This is a change-up.
Switch up.
Haven't really seen too much in all the ice boxes, honestly, that we've seen at this event. We haven't seen that much attention played towards Kitchen.
No, but I am seeing Secret already kind of, I think they're already starting to ping this out as well. Envy was put to case on this.
Oh, what is that?
Come on, Jesse Vash. Not missing so far.
He just doesn't want to give them a break at all.
Nope. Nothing going their way, and no real play for Safe from this either. He's being left just to his own devices here, not getting as much pressure he wanted. Maybe trying to add the paranoia that lurk towards mid is going to be coming through, but they still know that they're going to be towards B long. They still have all the information here. Yes, they may leave one more player dedicated towards mid, but they still have the player advantage.
Looks like he likes his odds of pulling a rabbit out of a hat twice in a row. This time, though, they do drop off the high ground, so not going to get caught by that stray shot, but the recon dart is at the ready. Looking to throw down that bite. We'll go ahead and cut off Borkum. There's the res. Soulcast finally able to utilize that, but Yumpy is dead just as quickly as he was resurrected.
Yeah, and only one trade going their way. Jesse Vash is the turret on the back of the site. It's a 4v2. Redguard and Soulcast, show me how bad you want this. Do some damage here.
And they just walled off.
13 seconds. Oh, and again, insult to injury. You gotta just back away.
Just making it impossible for him. I guess the consolation prize is going to be the 2 Vandals and some util that they hold on to here, Lauren. But
they're being chased.
It's not gonna make them feel any better.
Secret's on the hunt, though. They want these gone. They want them out of their hands. Redguard going to hold on to his and hold it. One more attempt, though, from Secret. So, 10-1. Achilles, this is...
brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely brutal. I mean, from the outset, it's just... it's like the worst way you could start a round. Yampi just trying to poke and prod his way into the B site. Stray Vandal shot to the forehead. Boom, he's out of there. The res, no. He's dead again.
Yeah, there's very few breaks, and don't, you know, sometimes it goes that way. Sometimes you get the shot through the wall, you get all of this. It can happen. And man, it's happened a couple of times now. Once again, going through the motions, that's different.
Some more of that, perhaps, Yampi. Great way to start things off. Clear the dart, still gonna ping out 2. Aggressive push from Jesse, it's unscouted. Managing to find 2.